Well, good evening, everybody. Thank you all so much for coming here this evening. And I want to give a special thank you to Nancy, who's going to speak in just a moment, for our Center of Responsible Energy. I hope that you all are able to walk around and learn a little bit about the facility. Nancy's going to share a little bit more, but we're very grateful for her opening this up to us. It's brand new, just opened up about 2 months ago. So we thought this would be a great opportunity for you to see a location, a facility that truly represents what we as the Green Ribbon Committee have worked so hard to do as it relates to energy efficiency and the environment. So it is certainly a pleasure for me, from having been on the Green Ribbon Committee in the private sector for several years, and then being able to move into the opposite side of things and helping implement the Green Ribbon Committee, our goals and recommendations over the years. And that certainly would have not been possible with all the great support and efforts of each individual in this room today, especially the Metro departments and their staff and their department heads. They've done an incredible job just running with it and being bold with what they're doing and leading for our city. And of course, our mayor, our great leader, and hopefully our efforts will continue. So thank you for sticking around for the program. I'm going to go ahead and introduce Nancy Whittemore, Director of General Services.
Thank you, Laurel, and thanks for being here. In 2008, Mayor Dean and Ann Davis set the stage for us to move forward with sustainability, not only in metro government, but across the city of Nashville. At that time, the building you're in today was under construction in 2008, and I'll never forget, I got a phone call one day, and Mayor Dean said, "I know that Howard Office Building is grandfathered in, and you don't have to do a LEED certification there, but how can we get that done?" And that was a huge question because we'd never done a LEED certified building, and he had some expectations that he wanted us to move forward, even after construction had began. So we said, absolutely, we'll make it happen. And so now you're standing in the first LEED certified building for Metro government, and we obtained silver for that. Since then, we have built in general services 20 LEED certified buildings, and I just want to quickly go over those because some of these you'll know. Bellevue Library, these are the ones that we've achieved gold. Bellevue Library, West Police Precinct, Midtown Hills Police Precinct, Fire Stations 3, 11, and 31, the Ford Ice Rink, which is where the Predators practice ice is, and the Southeast Library and Community Center, which is called the Commons. We have 8 silver certified buildings: the Goodlettsville Library, Madison Police Precinct and DNA Lab, Fire Station 30, 33, and 35, Lindsley Hall, the Howard Office Building, and the First Tennessee Ballpark. We have five facilities that we're tracking silver on now that have not obtained that certification. So we're very proud of what we've done over the last 8 years, and because of the leadership of the mayor and his support and Ann's support, we thank you for allowing us to have this opportunity to do the things that we've been able to do. The CORE, which is the Center of Responsible Energy, when you build high-performance buildings, you have to manage those buildings. And the buildings have a lot of technology in them. So one of the things that we started working on is how we could manage those and be efficient and drive down cost. If you haven't already, if you go into the control room, our energy manager, Freddie Adam, is in there. He can take you through the controls or the systems that we monitor from this center at this time. We've only been open for a couple of months, so we're in our very preliminary stages of getting everything in the center that we need to have here. But we also see this as an opportunity for other departments in Metro government to join us in a partnership to better manage their facilities and their systems that they may have. Here on the screen, you will see our building automation system, our demand response system, solar. We monitor our solar panels and solar fields. The electric charging stations for electric cars that we have at our facilities, we can monitor that and see what kind of impact we're having on on our CO2. In the other room, in the conference room, you'll see our socket, which is our Energy in Action program. This is where not too many people want to come and tell the story of buildings, and so we thought we needed to tell our own story. So we have over 60 videos that document the projects that we've been working on over the last 8 years, And you can see some of those. There's 9 of them in there on a kiosk. So please go in, take a look at those, and it documents the buildings and the features of the buildings. We also see this as an opportunity to bring professionals to come in who are interested in energy management and sustainability, to talk about best practices, to talk about policy issues, and hopefully good things will come from this as we move forward in looking at energy management programs across Metro. The other idea we have and vision we have for this space, and we hope we never have to use it in this way, but if there is another major disaster, whether it's a tornado, hopefully not a flood, but energy facility managers can come to this center. We can talk about what's going on there and then feed into the emergency management center through the war room. So we see lots of possibilities with this center, and we appreciate you being here tonight and sharing it with us. And if you want a tour of it, I'll be happy to do that after the remarks, but thank you again. It's my pleasure to to present to you, I think all of you probably know Dr. Lowry, but he is the president of Lipscomb University, and he was the co-chair of the Green Ribbon Committee. We all know his level of commitment to sustainability, and we appreciate what he has done in this community or in this area. Dr. Lowry.
Well, good afternoon. Thank you all for coming and being a part of this. I heard someone say one time, and I think there's some truth in it, the days are long, but the years fly by. And when I opened this report online a couple of hours ago, and it was 7 years ago, I thought, man, the years fly by. And you all look pretty good. You really do for the time it's been since we gathered with the mayor's encouragement to begin thinking about not only the substance, but how to present something that he would then have some choices on and could move forward with. I sometimes, when I'm raising money, use a statement that I think applies here. And it's a statement that says, nothing ever rose to touch the sky unless some dreamed that it could, others believed that it should, and still others willed that it would. And it really is a combination of those that dream and those that believe and those that come in with a sense of will. All that's necessary to get something that's significant actually done. And as I think about 7 years ago and think about this project, I think about vision with the mayor. And I'm sure Ann was a part of that, and together there was this sense of planting the seed that we really can, as a city, do much, much better than we've been doing. There was the vision. And then there was a sense of collaboration, a sense of bringing a group together who sometimes didn't agree. And there were moments that were relatively tense. That's how come we had Mike. And folks to help us sort out some of that, because in something as complex as the environment, we're not going to. But the sense of being able to be collaborative enough that there actually was a report, actually a set of recommendations, I think is a hallmark and a credit to those who were involved. And then the sense of it just actually being accomplished. I don't know about you all, but I have a faculty of about 700, and I'm sharing ideas with them all the time, only some of which they ever accept. You know, they say that faculty are those who think otherwise. And I would never say that to them, but there is some truth in that. They really are folks that live in kind of their own world, and you can be the leader and you can be suggesting ideas, but they don't all take. And so when you have something where it takes, and then you look back like we can do today and say 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, whatever later, that really did happen. And I was amazed when I opened up the report and it said 93% of all those things that were recommended in some form or fashion have in fact been implemented. Now, that's a tremendous record, and we owe the credit to our mayor, who had the vision, who encouraged the collaboration, and who actually got it done. Would you please welcome him?
Well, thank you, Randy, for that very kind introduction. And really what I want to say first and foremost is this has been kind of an Ann Davis day for me. I started out the day, one of the first events I went to was out at the Metro Animal Care and Control Center, and the word care is a new part of that. And we were receiving an award for being a pet-friendly city. and we were receiving $10,000 going to our parks to help maintain the dog parks. And that was from the Mars Corporation. And I didn't tell you about it, Ann, because I thought if I took you to the Animal Care and Control Center, we'd get a fourth dog, and I don't want it. And so we've made progress on animal control, and we still have ways to go, but we're moving in the right direction, and certainly you all should know that my inspiration on that is Ann. I certainly could not go home if we didn't work on that issue. And this is the second one. And so this is wonderful, everybody getting together again. I'm thrilled that Jim Cooper, our great congressman, is here, and we appreciate him being with us. But it's so great seeing you, and as Randy said, the time goes by fast. I'm obviously packing my office, and there's lots of ways you judge time. There are several of you here, including myself and Ann, who had children who were in middle school or younger, who have recently, as college students, interned in my office, which kind of makes you feel the age bit. You get pictures from 7 or 8 years ago, and our hair was darker. But a lot has been done, and it's been done by you folks. It's been done by Metro departments. Laurel has done an extraordinary job, and she really deserves a round of applause. She's never taken her eye off the prize. But I have just a couple facts that I want to mention. As Randy said, in this report here that you all get a copy of, 93%, more than 93% of the report's goals and recommendations have been implemented or in the process of implementation. This includes all the 16 goals and 65 out of the 71 recommendations, which I think is very positive. There are a couple highlights I want to reference. We worked to preserve 4,534 acres of open space, which surpasses a key goal of the open space plan to acquire 3,000 acres of open space by 2021. So the next mayor gets a pretty good head start. Increasing parkland by 25%, increasing greenways by 50% with 40 miles of new trails. More than 45 miles of streams have been completely removed from the 303D list. Initiating the Metropolitan Landscape Coordination Program and the hiring of the city's first horticulturalist. In addition to that, there's been a whole series of things. But what I want to say is just thank you. Clearly your work mattered. Your work was very good. It was solid. It was substantive work. And we've worked to keep it going. And I know that you all, just looking at this group, are going to stay involved in the city. You're going to stay involved with this issue. And you'll be sure that this work continues. I'm a big believer that Nashville's best days are still to come. We're going to be a better city 5, 10, 15 years from now. Part of that is people want to move back here who moved away. Our kids want to come back here, which is the hope of us all. And that millennials are pouring in here. And the reason people come here, immigrants too, is because of the quality of life. And the big part of the quality of life is the environment and being able to access it. And that's what you've worked on. And so just, again, heart thanks, thank you. You hung in there for 8 years really with me, and I appreciate it, and look forward to seeing you all around Nashville. Thank you.